Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2018 Career Mode, episode number 79. We're in the National Championships right now, and we're into the road races of that. We had already done a couple previously, but next up for us will be Italy. We've got Nicola Conci and Nicholas Marini here. Now, this doesn't look terribly well suited to Marini, but Conci could certainly contest. Marini maybe, if he can make it through these little punchy climbs. So we'll see what we can do with the pair ultimately working together. 36 kilometers to go here. It is a circuit, and we're going to see the start-finish line, and we'll be entering our final circuit here in just a moment. We've got this little punchy hill. This is actually the finishing climb, or just prior to the finishing climb. We've got to get to the top of this, and then as soon as we do hit the top of this, then it's a sprint to the bottom. Now, the big question that I've been grappling with is who to ride for. Is it Conci or is it Marini? Can Conci pull Marini over the top and Marini sprint his way to the bottom? I'm looking at this going, you know what? I don't think so. I think Conci over the top is going to be far enough forward, and Marini is going to struggle to get over the top of that he's going to have too far back to fight. So I'm going to actually swap these guys right now. Set them both. And now switch allegiances. Conchi's been riding for Marini all race long, but that climb is just a little too long, a little too steep, and the finish line a little too close afterward to make a sprinter the right choice. So now we're into this final lap. This hill, not much to this one, as we go up and over the top of this. The next one is the bigger climb of the day, but none of them are bad. The breakaway itself is still not fully reeled in, and the peloton has been bouncing around a bit in size. We're down to 47 riders, at least at this point. Speed things up until we hit the penultimate climb here. Just 2 riders left off the front now.
The pack has just reeled in the escape group. Things are hotting up at the front. A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the
There's
pack.
the first base to the climb, and Marini's actually sliding backwards in his protection of Conci. And it's unfortunate he's actually going to get dropped here, so it's amazing that Conci just pulled him over the climb again and again and again and again. And then the moment that Conci's alone to this, Marini goes out the back. 4 riders off the front, so there is a small group trying to take the win from here, and that's Moscon, Os, Conti, and Ghana. Those are strong riders, and they might not be reeled back in, but Conchi is not the guy to chase them down. Ultimately, just looking for a top 10 today. Not sure why things are lagging so bad. This 2018 game, the longer it's been out, the more it seems eager to lag. I don't know what's going on. Maybe this series game file? I'm not sure what's up, but anyway, so we're down to just over 5K. We're going to go ahead and use Conchi's gel here, and we need to make sure that he's sliding forward here before the climb, which we're about to turn to get onto here in just a moment. So those 4 riders have 48 seconds. I would imagine that 2, 3, or all 4 of them will stay away till the end. But here's Conchi coming right to the front. Trentin is coming out of here and looking strong. But as we are through the worst part of the climb, Conchi now going into a sprint. Coming over the top, he's almost to Trentin.
And off he goes. He's giving it one last go.
Moscon going for the win. And there we go. Final 600 meters. Conchi looking like 6th place. Most likely. Moscon takes the win. Ghana second. Conti, Os, Trentin, and I get 6th. Yes, I was right. The top 4 do stay away. And we actually managed to open up a gap behind us as well. And it was definitely right to go for Conchi over Marini. That climb was everything on this one. And Trentin, a great sprinter, left well early. And he's a decent punchy guy. And there was no difference in pace between him and I there at the finish. Just the fact that he had a little bit of a head start on us. But we do manage top 10. Top 5 would have been nice. But a top 10 was ultimately all I was pulling for with Conti. I was not thinking about the win at all in this scenario. So I think that would be a job well done. Now at the Netherlands National Championships, as we go through kind of the one glitchy area on the map, otherwise everything looking pretty good. 5 riders in the break. They've been holding steady at just over a minute. I think the field has kind of let them dangle out there a little bit longer, knowing that we still have 30k to go. This stage completely flat. The wind's not that bad considering we're in Holland. And I have 3 riders that are very well suited to this type of event. Van Ginneken, Bax, Bull, all sprinters. Also, all 3 of them, fitness peaks. All 3 of them should have, as a base, a +2. Well, all 3 of them have, as a base, a +2 race day condition. As we bring in the escape group with 25k left to go. Now, the unfortunate thing, though, is the random draw didn't turn out. Ooh, the start-finish line's right on a corner. Around a corner. Got to keep that in mind. We got to start our sprint a little bit sooner, because that's going to lock us up. Or was that the start line? Start and finish? Anyway. The unfortunate thing is that even though Van Ginneken drew a +3, and so that was nice. Case Bull drew a -1, and so that counted to just a +1 on the day. And then Bax, the top sprinter, ends up drawing a 0, even though he's supposed to have a +2, meaning he actually drew a -2 on his race day condition today. So the group as a whole came out to a -3. So very, very unfortunate. This is also a very long race, 266 kilometers in length. Luckily, though, the 3 of them, the pace wasn't that bad really until just now, pretty much. And as a result, you can see their stamina has not dipped low, and therefore their resistance will hold out here in the later stages of this one. So these 3 can and should put together a very nice result. Now, one thing of note, though, is that the best sprinter in the world currently, in Dylan Groenewegen, is Dutch and is here and is the favorite. And yeah, there's that finish line right after. So, interesting little thing there to keep an eye on as we head in. But as we're down to 10k, I need to get Van Ginneken, go ahead and use your gel. No, not water. Sorry. Gel. Okay, 8.5k to go. I think we're going to start pushing here pretty soon. Okay, so we don't need to attack just yet, but Van Ginneken, start bringing us forward here. Because now it's already 7k. Okay, Case Bull. And finally, Shortbacks.
We're into the last 5 kilometers.
Alright, let's bring this into the front. 4.5k to go. Van Ginneken brings us out to the front where we need to be. And now he can start to accelerate a little bit more. We're down to 3 kilometers left. And now he is done. 2.9k to go. Case Bull. Come on, bring backs with you. Bring backs with you. Remember, we want to go that little bit early. Pull him along, pull him along, pull him along. And inside the final K. Come on, backs. Come on, backs. Around the corner, around the corner. There's the finish line. Oh, come on, backs. Where's the acceleration? Groenewegen takes the win. Oh, Bax does squeeze into 5th. Okay, good. Well, he got a top 5. Offland, Van Schip, Vidalin. Bax takes 5th. Case Bull takes 7th. Bax, no idea what happened with him there, though, because Bull gave him a solid lead out, put him in the right position. Bull was the furthest up the order with, what, 900 meters? Or just over 1K, whatever it was. He was in the right position at the right time where I wanted him to be. Bax only got a bike length and a half beyond him in the end there. I mean, he's a 79 acceleration, 79 sprint. Well above Case Bull, so he should have been able to put some distance on him there. So, a little disappointing. I did not expect to win in the slightest because Groenewegen's there. Okay, I expected Groenewegen to take the win and comfortably. But I thought we could really compete for a top 3 in this race. Top 5's not bad. And I knew that final corner was going to affect things, and there was no real sprint out of there, but I don't know. I thought he was going to at least make some ground, right? A bike length and a half in a kilometer was very little. Still, top 5, good performance. Good performance. And right now, our sponsors that were not so happy just recently are now getting quite thrilled with what's going on. This is all national championship stuff here. So we got Cohen winning the individual time trial in Canada. Cohen also taking a top 5 in the road race. Gouillard getting a top 10 for France. Conchi, top 10 for Italy. And now Bax, a top 5 for the Netherlands, adding our 5th strong showing here in the national championships. We've still got, I think, 2 left to go, or really just 1 that we're worried about, and that being the U.S. Just over 30 kilometers left in the U.S. National Championship. This is the last one that we're participating in. We have Wachtendorf, Simpson, and Swerble here. Swerble's got a decent chance at a quality finish, but we do not have anyone in the top 10 favorites. Simpson could give him an okay lead out. It would be much better if Swerble was leading another quality rider out, or if Simpson was kind of the second guy in lead out. Wachtendorf, we'll have to make do with what we have, but Wachtendorf could get us through the flat to the front and up the first little bit of the slope, and then Simpson taking over from there with Swerble finishing it off. So there is a chance. Now, meanwhile, the peloton has been shrinking relatively quick. We're down to 48, 47, 45 in the peloton. The breakaway had 5 riders. It's down to 4, and they're split off, and they're not that far in front any longer, so we've nearly pulled them back. Now, we just went over the top and through the finish line moments ago, and we have one more full circuit to go, plus what's left of this one that we've already started. So we have 2 circuits to finish this up, so we have to go up that climb twice. It's not a major climb. We've seen it many times, and we see it again. So let's see what we can do this time. 38 riders left, still the 4 off the front, but there they are, or at least 3 of them anyway. Wachtendorf's starting to get pretty tired. He might not last terribly long, but he is keeping Swerble fresh. Simpson's hanging in there himself, so he's doing a pretty good job on that. And we pulled those 3 back, so we're down to just 1 rider now. And they only have a 15-second cushion. Next time through, we'd be going right there to the finish line. So see what we can do. 35 left in the peloton. Wachtendorf, not much left for him, but we are in a good position to make this happen with just over 10K. So Wachtendorf, we're going to go ahead and use his gel now. And here in a moment, I'm going to be setting these guys up for a sprint train. But I'll wait until we're down to the bottom here on the flat, which is here. 7K to go. So Swirble's going to follow Simpson. We're going to go ahead and use Simpson's gel now, and then it's Wachtendorf. And Wachtendorf, we're going to start pushing to get to the front here. I want to be at the front, at the base. And that's Wachtendorf's primary job, but if he's got anything left at that point, his job is to use it up right away. Okay, 5K to go, so Swirbel, we're going to use his gel. We've gotten to the front. It's just 35 riders, and here goes Wachtendorf right to the base. He's going to give us a little acceleration up this first little piece of hill, and then that's it. Now it's Simpson's turn. Swirbel's second wheel. Alex Howe's in the way, but otherwise, Simpson ready to go flat out. Bring Swirbel with you, though. Come on, Swirbel. You haven't even passed Wachtendorf yet. There you go. Alright, Simpson going flat out. Down to 1.5K. 1K. And Swirbel now. Shoot a sprint. Oh, he's not a sprinter. He's not a sprinter. And he's out of red bar, so he's going to maybe get 5th unless Nathan Brown takes it away from him, and it looks like he will, so he'll be 6th place. Sean Bennett takes the win. William Barta 2nd. Kilreinen, Evan Hoffman, Nathan Brown. Keegan Swirbel takes 6th. Brandon McNulty 7th. Ben King, Joey Roskopf, and Lawson Craddock are your top 10. Simpson came across 17th. Wachtendorf still heading to the line now. He was right there with the group. That's amazing how much smaller that group was at the finish. Plenty of riders that have featured on my 2019 or 2018 team around here. So a 6th place here. I was hoping we could pull a top 5, but Swirbel just doesn't have enough sprint. Simpson was fantastic. I think Simpson gave us a great lead out. I mean, he did a good 2.5K on 97 or 99 effort. Swirbel couldn't get 1.2K on much flatter terrain. Of course, he was on sprint, so that's going to burn the energy faster. But still. Just 2 sponsor objectives left until we sign our deal for next season. At this point, probably staying with Nabob. I don't expect to change that this season anyway. But what we're into now is the Österreichische Rundfahrt, so the Tour of Austria. And the objective, top 3. The profile, there's 1 sprint stage, and then there are 7, right? It's 8 total? It doesn't say. I think it's 8 total stages, so if I'm correct on that, there are 7 stages that involve climbing. There are 2 of them that are pure mountaintop finish climbs. The other 6 are all punchy, but they're still ultimately down to climbing. They're not little puncher's delight type climbs. So if you keep up, right, you could avoid losing time on those 6 stages, hopefully all 6. So what I've brought is a team of climbers. Fuentes is the one rider who is not very strong in either. He's got a little bit of hill ability, but terrible in the mountains. He's behind because he was in a crash. A huge crash that took out over half the peloton. And some of those riders recovered and got back to the peloton. Many did not because it happened on a climb. And so the quicker ones, the ones who went down earlier, got back on their bikes faster, had a chance. Simpson made contact. He was in the same crash. But didn't stay put again because of the climbing ability. He was at the back. I was going to try to get water. He was out of energy before the top of the climb, so he was also dropped, though he's a couple minutes better off than Fuentes is. So that takes me into our group, which contains Vervecchi, Swerble, Conchi, Hamilton, and Osorio, all 5 strong climbers, and my 5 strongest climbers, so we're in good shape for that. We have just 2 climbs left to go, and then we're going to hit the finish line. There's only 29 riders in the peloton. It's a very small group at a very short distance left to go to the end of this stage. So we're going to go ahead and select all now, and I'm going to set them all to 99. And before we hit the top here, we're going to start forming a sprint train. Now, Lucas Hamilton is in 80 in the mountains. He's the one we ride for the overall. Osorio is the one who is next best in that. And then the other 3, there's nothing between them. Conchi, Swerble, and Vervecchi. The reason why I'm not going with Vervecchi is Vervecchi, you can see, is carrying an illness. So I'm expecting him to have some bad days during this race, and therefore I'm going to use him first. I'm also going to use him right away to start pulling the pace as we go over the top of the penultimate climb here with this small peloton. Okay, there's my 5 guys. I'm still trying to get the orders sorted out between them, but we've got 1 climb left to go here, and Vervecchi already leading us out. Use these final gels. Now the main thing, I don't want to lose time. However, I know we could do a little bit of damage, a little bit more damage to this group than we already are by attacking this. And so for Vervecchi, this climb not bad at all, but Vervecchi is now going to go into a sprint here. Use him up. You can see that Arthur Vichot is himself trying to attack, so don't want to let that get away. I don't want him to pick up any time, and if we can, it'd be great if we get a little separation from those behind us. Vervecchi's been dropped. Swirl. We're going to see if he can hang on to the back end. 2K to go. Coming up on the finish. Conchi. Make a great time. And there is a little split here. We're not going to win the stage. I'm not looking to win stages here. I'm just looking for that top 3 overall. But Alaphilippe, with his speed, takes the win. Arthur Vichot, Conchi, Osorio, Hamilton, Swerble, and then a 21-second gap. We'll see if it's actually given. This game is notoriously terrible about giving gaps when it's behind me. But when it's in front of me, you betcha, they give that gap every freaking time. Or at least that's how it feels. I'm sure it's not the case. I know I've lucked out a few times. 35 kilometers left to go. The 6-man breakaway has just over a minute, and they're starting to attack each other. So we've nearly caught up to them. We have a Category 2 climb left, but then there's another climb to the finish, and then the finish line itself is up a short climb. So technically, while there's only 1 categorized climb, we still have 3 climbs remaining. You can see one little hill there in between as well. And not much of anything in regards to descending, though there's a couple minor ones as we head into this last categorized climb of the day. Now, Fuentes, Simpson, they're still here, but they are a little bit tired this time, and actually so is Swerble. Swerble on a -2 race day condition. Fuentes, Osorio, both on -2s. Conchi on a -2. It's really hot today, so the weather a factor in all those negatives, but Vervecchi is back. He is no longer ill, and Vervecchi needs to take over here in protecting Hamilton. Let's also make sure that these guys don't get dropped as we head towards the top. It is late in the stage, just 28K to go, so our position is awfully important at the moment. Fuentes, set him to auto, and relax the rest of the way.
team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that
Whoa,
they're
guys.
away,
What
given that the
are
pack
you
is
down to
increasing speed.
71s for all of a sudden? Ay, ay, ay. I had them all set at 91. Next thing I look, they're sliding backwards. Alright, well, we go over top of the climb. Just one rider left off the front, and he's down to under 30 seconds. Mamakin. And we're getting everybody else set near the front. We're in a good position. 62 riders left in the peloton. Swerble, though, is just about done. I'm going to see him fade and drop out of the group here in a little bit. Simpson hanging on well today. He's got that +2 to his race day condition. Everybody's a little bit tired in this one, and the breakaway group is done as we head into that last climb. But remember, that finish is also on its own little incline now. Who's he protecting? Conchi. That's fine. Conchi's the one that would be the next one to ride solo.
Tempo has slowed down. Something might be cooking.
And Swervel slides out the back. 59 riders left. About to go over the top. Set ourselves up for that final climb. Simpson doesn't have much, but Simpson has a little bit left. So we're going to go ahead and use his gel now. And we're going to set ourselves up sprint train style. That's the strength of this team for this race. Osorio a little weak today. Now for Vecchi, actually, he's looking strong compared to these guys, isn't he? But Osorio overall is 77, 76. So we're going to slide Vecchi in here as now our third option. He did not lose time. And I was right about that. Those guys, none of them lost time. So Simpson, we're going to start pulling out towards the front here as we prepare for that final climb. There's a slight uphill here, but we'll reset and then go into the actual climb in a little bit. But again, I've got to save just a little bit for the end. Need to get Conchi ready to go here. Simpson gets us through the flat section, and we're gonna head uphill here in just a moment. I'm gonna keep Simpson at the front a little longer. Now Conchi right into 95. We'll get for Vecchi ready.
But I'd bet on some sort of tactical choice.
Conchi attacking pretty hard here. And we're split off. We've only brought one rider with us at the moment. Who that is? Ooh, no. There we go. It's Yates, Adam Yates. And then we have Alaphilippe in the gap, Fliegen, Van Hemlen, and Mühlberger. And then a pretty big gap back to Postelberger. So we just turned this into a very small group here. Conchi still has a little bit left, but his pace is going to slow. That's 9 making contact, but we're still 30 seconds ahead. 25. I don't want those guys to catch us. But Conchi's still hanging in there. Vervecchi's ready to go. Okay, just as they're establishing contact, I think it's time for Vervecchi to take over. Conchi, he's got nothing left, so he will get dropped, but another big acceleration. And now we're looking at about 22 in this current version. Okay. Here comes an attack from Christian Eiking and Martin. And Hamilton's going to have to go solo through the end, but I don't want to go 99. We've got 16 here. Sorio, try to hang on. Vervecchi, try to hang on. Oh, Vervecchi just got dropped. Let's get back there. Set him to auto. Auto. Sorry, guys. Okay, so Osorio here, surviving. We've got 5.4k, and most of it's downhill, so let's use that gel now. Oh my goodness. Mühlberger, really? Mulberger just taking off here. And nobody's giving chase.
We're into the last 5 kilometers.
I have no way to chase him. We need a top 3 for the race overall, and Mulberger may be in contention for that now if he picks up enough time here today. But Hamilton needs to attack his last one. Osorio is now ready, and Vervecchi also back. Can I get these guys? Vervecchi instantly pushing towards the front here. And then we're going to get Osorio. Follow Vervecchi. And now we're going to get Hamilton to follow Osorio. And we fight through the middle and start our chase of the 49-second lead now. 46-second lead. And we're already down to the final 500 meters. Osorio sprint. And Hamilton sprint. No time losses other than to our solo winner, Mulberger. It's only 20 seconds. Alaphilippe's going to take second. Osorio and Hamilton are both here. Vervecchi might get same time. The gapper here, Munoz, might help us cover this.
We're waiting for the back markers who appear to be fairly numerous in this difficult
And now we're
race.
starting to see the gaps opening up. There's Conchi. So we get 12, 13, 16 on the stage. Conchi 27. Time gaps really starting to become a thing here after 2 stages. Not many riders getting through stage 1. Not many riders getting through stage 2 in one piece. We'll start to see how many of those are different riders versus the exact same group of riders at the finish. And hopefully we can start thinning out those in contention before we've ever even hit the first mountain stage. And then if we're really lucky, some of them are going to be decent punchy climbers, but not good mountain climbers. And that'll help set up Hamilton, Osorio, Vervecchi, Conchi, Swerble for a really strong showing in the mountains. Mulberger's it's going to gain a little bit of time here. I would be surprised if he doesn't have a small time gap. He does 22 seconds, even though I thought it was 20 to 21 when Alaphilippe crossed the line, but okay. And after 20th, we see our first gap at a minute 24, minute 53, Conchi in there, 2:02. So times now. Mulberger takes the race lead over Alaphilippe. It's not a big gap, so I'm not worried about him yet. 75 mountain is decent, though. Alaphilippe is definitely a bigger threat, but again, he's only a 76 mountain. Whoa, hello, Champosin. You are 78 in the mountains, and yet here you are in contention. So it's going to be tough to get a top 3 here, but I think the amount of quality riders that I have that are all just outside of the mark, team them up, and we can get there, especially when we take Lucas Hamilton's 80 in the mountains with a 75 resistance. If I can protect him well into those climbs, I think Hamilton can see his way into the top 3. I mean, at this point, he is looking like he might just be the strongest climber around. Dan Martin, though, yeah, that's there. That might be the favorite. Oh, Bjork Lambrecht, also the late Bjork Lambrecht, looking quite strong. And and Yates. Oh my goodness. Okay, there is a lot of competition for this top 3. A lot. And we're down to 18 riders left in serious contention for this race. Gaps don't get huge. I mean, we're looking 3 minutes for Castroviejo, and that's good to leave him behind. I did see that Castroviejo just won the Spanish National Championship. But 18 riders there, and 3 of them are mine that I still have in contention. So we've got 15 competitors to deal with. So after 2 stages, still looking pretty good. Stage 3, this is where the real climbing begins. And then stage 4, that's punchy? Yeah, not really. That should be a big bunch finish. Stage 5, that's a long climb, but not as steep. Stage 6, that's definitely punchy, but we should be able to get to the finish with most of our guys. Stage 7, again punchy, but I think we can hang in there and not lose time. And stage 8, easy. So 2 stages to deal with, 3 and 5, that will ultimately decide this race. A small group and a couple other stages, but we're hanging in there to keep our main body of riders within that and not lose time, though Moldberger did gain a little bit of time with that solo breakaway to win the stage. But outside of that, I think the bulk of the riders, we can hang on to the back of them without much issue. But it's 3 and 5 that'll decide this race. Yeah, stage 3 is next, but it's going to be next time. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Be sure to hit that like button. Bye for now.